Hey guys, this is Nick from ForexNoobs.com with a live trade video. Today is Friday the 20th of July 2012 and the time is 1:37 GMT plus 1. You're looking at a USD CAD 4-hour chart and this is the reversal setup I want to trade today. It's a bullish reversal setup, so we've got a nice strong bearish preceding trend here. We've got indecision here forming on top of an area of support, which is here. And we got what looks like the beginning of a reversal trend, at least what I hope is going to become a reversal trend. Now I'm not ready to enter this trade yet. My entry for this trade is going to be here at the 1.090. So it's at the top of this support area here. So I'm entering at the top of the support area for two reasons. The first reason is because if price comes up and breaks this high here, then it's created a higher high. It's in the bull's nature to create higher highs, and if the bulls are creating higher highs, it means that they're in control of the market. So if they break the top of this candle, they've created a higher high here, but they've also created a higher high here, which they've already done, and they've also created a higher high here, which they've obviously already done. So we've got three higher highs, and then we got the break of the top of this support area. Now this support area is an area full of buyers. There's buyers grouped down here at the support area. So if the buyers are able to break out of this support area, well, that indicates to me that they are in control of the market. So my entry for this trade is here at the top of the support area. The first major problem we're probably going to have with this trade is the 1.0100. It is a psychological level. Ideally, I like to enter trades at psychological levels, but if my entry is all the way up here, it's just going to be too far. So my entry is definitely going to be the 1.0090. First major problem I see is the 1.0100, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem, this level. The target for this trade, the first target anyway, is going to be around about the 1.0125. So that's going to make it about a 35 pip target. The second target is going to be up here at the 1.0172, which would be around about 80 pips for the second half. So I'm going to exit the first half with 30 pips. Second half with about 80 pips. Stop loss for this trade is going to be around about 20 pips, so that would probably put it around about here. Ideally, I'd want to place my stop loss below the low of these indecision candles here, because again, if the bears are able to make a lower low, so break all the lows of these candles, it suggests that they're in control of the market, and that would indicate that this trade's over. So I ideally want to put it below the low of these candles just to confirm that the bears have taken control of the market. But it's just a little bit too big. That stop loss is a little bit too big. It's going to make it a 35 pip stop loss or a 30 pip stop loss. And that's going to be equal or more to my first target, which I really don't like doing. I do it sometimes, but I don't like doing most of the times. So that's pretty much it for this trade. Stop loss 20 pips, first target 30 pips. Second target 80 pips. I'll update as this trade progresses. Okay guys, just a quick update to this trade. As you can see, it's been quite a while since I shot the first part of this video, and price still hasn't broken my entry here at the 1.0090 level, this one here. So the entry still hasn't been broken, but we've had quite a bit of indecision here. There's been several indecision candles, but the entry hasn't been broken. It is getting pretty close to it, but it just hasn't been able to get over that line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the 8-hour chart. On the 8-hour chart, this trade looks a whole lot better. Actually, it's just broken now, 1.0090. So that means I'm going to enter in a few seconds here. But as you can see here on the 8-hour chart, this trade looks a whole lot better. I'm going to jump in. I don't want it to run up too much before I manage to get in. So there you go, I'm in with a long trade, 5 lots. So here on the 8-hour chart, the setup looks a whole lot better. What we have here is this bearish preceding trend. Then we have indecision through here. See these two indecision candles? And now we have what looks like the beginning of a reversal trend here. So see, the setup looks a whole lot nicer on the 8-hour chart. We only have two indecision candles. And one very important thing about these indecision candles, I'll show you this right now, is that there are higher highs and higher lows. Now higher highs and higher lows are a sign that the bulls are in control of the market. So what we have here is higher highs and higher lows. So check this out. we have a low there, and this low is just slightly higher. Not by much, but it's just slightly higher. And this low here is even higher. But then let's take a look at the higher highs. Higher high here, even higher there, and again even higher here. So this is a clear sign that the bulls are in control of the market. And that's what we want if we're taking a bullish trade. Obviously, we want the bulls to be in control of the market. So here we're having signs that the bulls are in control. Broken out entry level here. As I said at the start of this video, this 1.0100 is going to be our biggest barrier. It's only 10 pips away from entry. But like I said, I didn't want to wait for this to break because it was just too far away from the indecision itself. So this trade has been entered. I'm in long with 5 lots, and I'll update as the trade progresses. Okay guys, just a quick update to this trade. Our first target has just been hit. So the first target was 10125. It's just been hit. Yeah, there it is. It's actually gone up another pip now. So I'm going to close out 3 lots from this position. It's a 5 lot position. I'm going to close out 3 lots because my first target's been hit. So there you go, 3 lots have been closed out at the first target. Now all I have to do is move my stop loss to break even. This trade is now safe, so there's no way I can lose pips on this trade anymore. Those final 2 lots, I'm just going to let them run, going to see if they hit my next target. Okay guys, just a quick update to this trade. It's been a few hours since I closed out the first part of this position. Here at the 1.0125 level, that was the first target. Ideally, I'd love to keep this trade open and let the bulls run up and hit the second target at 1.0180, but I can't do that. I'm going to close this trade out now. Okay, that's me closed out. So I've closed this trade out because it is currently 18:15 GMT plus 1, so that's Friday evening, and that means the market's going to close in about 4 hours. Now this is a bit of deja vu here because last week this exact same thing happened to me. My trade had not hit the second target yet, and it was Friday around about 5 PM and I closed out the trade. So I've got the exact same thing happening this week, although I'm closing out the trade about 6:15, so an hour and 15 minutes later. So the market's going to close in about 4 hours, and I don't really want to hang around until 10 PM on a Friday evening just to see this trade out. So I'm going to close out here. I can't really complain. I've hit my first target. It's a successful trade, 30 pips made, which is pretty good for USD CAD. Now hang around because in the next part of this video, I'm going to give you some pretty cool price action tips and explain why I did what I did in this trade. Okay, so this was a pretty straightforward trade. We started by seeing some bearish candles from around about here through to here. Now these bearish candles, they obviously suggested that the bears were in control of the market. So the bears had power, the bulls had no power. But then we hit this support area down here. Now this support area is an area full of bulls. There's bulls down here. And as soon as price hit the support area, what did we start seeing? We started seeing indecision. So that's an immediate change from the bearish move we saw before. We saw the bears had control of the market. Now all of a sudden the bears venture into an area where there's a lot of bulls, and now we're seeing indecision. So we're not quite sure who has control, but it's a tight struggle between the bulls and the bears. But then eventually what happens is that the bulls push up and they actually grab control of the market. So that's why I entered the trade, because the bulls grab control of the market. I mean, after they broke my entry level, the 1.0090 around about here, that told me that the bulls were taking control of the market. So that's why I entered. So this was a pretty straightforward trade. But one thing I've already been asked about this trade is why was my target here at the 1.0125 as opposed to a little higher than that or a little lower than that? Now my target was there because of minor support and resistance. In this case, minor resistance. This here, the 1.0125, is an area of minor resistance. And we can see that because it's recently had bounces around it. So see these two bounces? They happen from around about this level, and also this third one here, although that was a little bit lower. So we've had recent bounces here. That tells me that this is a minor area of resistance. And because this is a minor area of resistance, what can happen when price hits this area is it can reverse and it can come dropping down. I didn't want that to happen to my trade, so I made this my first target. The area of resistance acted as my first target, just in case price came up here, hit it and bounced away. I set my first target there. So as you see, the logic for entering this trade was based on support and resistance. It was based on price action, and the logic for the first exit was also based on price action, support and resistance. And the next exit after that, up here, well, this is an area full of bears. So up here, I'd be worried about the same thing. I'd be worried about price hitting here and then reversing. But this is a much stronger area. In this case, price never made it up here because the trading week ended before price could keep pushing up. But all in all, this was a very good trade. It was successful. I hope you enjoyed this live trade video. I hope you learned something from it. And if you want to learn more about how I trade, click the link below and check out my course.